Good morning. I have finished my coffee and it looks like we need a refresher. Since 1996, passenger vehicles in the United States have been federally required to have a locking mechanism for the seatbelts so that parents can easily install a car seat with them. So if you're in the USA and your vehicle is 1996 or newer, yes, the seatbelts do lock, but they may not all lock the same way, or you may not be engaging the locking mechanism correctly. Let's look at the basics. Most modern seatbelts lock at the shoulder retractor, and you switch it into that locking mode by pulling all the way out till you cannot pull anymore. Then as you slowly feed it back in, you'll notice you can't pull it back out again. You may or may not hear that soft clicking depending on your car, but the key here is that you had to pull the entire belt out. If you buckle it through your car seat and just give it a quick tug like this, that's the emergency lock that locks up on you in a crash, but that's not what we do for a car seat. The emergency locking mode is what locks up on you in a crash or hard stop, and it will do the same thing for a child using a belt positioning booster seat. But for a child in a car seat with a 5-point harness, we have to switch that seat belt into that locking mode so that it stays tight to keep that car seat tightly coupled to the vehicle. Now, what happens if you've pulled your shoulder belt all the way out as far as it can go and it does not switch into a locking mode like that? Please meet my middle seat. If your shoulder retractors don't lock, you may have a locking latch plate instead. It may not look like the one shown here, but it will act like the one shown here, where you buckle it in, remove the slack, and then watch what happens when I try and pull. I'm lifting on this center lap belt and it will not come through that buckle. I mean, really, I am leaning on this here and it's not coming through that buckle. Why? There is a mechanism in the latch plate that keeps only the lap portion of the seat belt tight to secure the car seat. The shoulder belt will still move in and out, but the lap portion stays locked at the buckle at that latch plate. Locking latch plates were more common in the late 90s and early 2000s. So if you have a late 90s or early 2000s vehicle and the shoulder retractors don't seem to lock, check for a locking latch plate. Some owner's manuals call these a cinching latch plate, but they are the same thing. You don't have to do anything special to make them lock. You just buckle them through the car seat's belt path, pull tight, and that latch plate keeps the lap belt tight to secure the car seat. Common places to find those are older Dodge, Jeep, and Chrysler vehicles, the center seats of certain Dodge Ram trucks, the Dodge Journey, the center third row seat of the Dodge Caravan and Chrysler Town & Country, older Buick LeSabres, and the third row of some years of Escalades and Suburbans. That's just where I see those the most common. That's not an exhaustive list. So, lock your belts unless your car seat has a built-in lockoff that replaces the need to do that. Read your vehicle owner's manual to find out how and get help from a CPST if you have questions.